He told me he is going to go for the DNA test this week. I am telling you this because I slept with, guys, my husband's dad. She slept with the dad of her husband to have the kids, and this was a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to Extreme Stories. Extreme Stories is a talk show that is brought up by Ben Ice, that is me. And by the name Extreme, tells you it is the end. Because we are going to be seeing stories that are too sweet to be true. Oh yeah. And of course, we will see stories that are actually too bitter to be real. But of course, as they said, life is a journey. Some people have journey ahead of us on different paths. Before we go there, their story is a good starting point. We will learn from it. And some of their stories, they want us to advise them, like what we have today. I present to you Extreme Stories. This is a shocking one. A lady by name Mary contacted me from a far land. This lady is from Nigeria. This is her story. You're gonna see it on your screen. I want us to listen to her story. Before we judge her, let's think of what or where she found herself before making that decision. This is the story of Mary. The story goes, "Hello sir, good evening. I am Mary from Nigeria. I would love to not disclose myself any further. I am married to my husband for 10 years. Wow, that's nice. And we have 3 kids. Amazing. My husband is a very lovely and caring person. And my life has always been complete with him." That sounds so romantic. "But there is a problem. Oh," she says, "I know I am wrong, but I did this to save my marriage." Let's move on. "Since this DNA thing started going viral, my husband has been asking that he wants to do DNA tests for the kids, or for our kids." She said, "I told him it is birth, his children, and if he doesn't believe me, then it's okay." He says, after that she went on and said, "It's been a year now. He let it be, but for a week now, he told me he is going to go for the DNA test this week. I am telling you this because I slept with, guys, my husband's dad." She slept with the dad of her husband to have the kids, and this was a plan, I'm trying to get what she meant. She said this was a plan that was made by her mother-in-law. Mother-in-law therefore means the mother of her husband. This is getting interesting. And my father-in-law, so both the father-in-law and the mother-in-law orchestrated this plan. I was not okay with it, but it was after 2 years of marriage that I had not gotten pregnant. That was when my husband's mother called me and told me a very sad story about my husband. All right, I'm trying to get what she's writing. She's saying that before this thing of the plan between the husband, dad, and the mom, that is her mother-in-law and father-in-law, she has been for 2 years without getting pregnant. And then the plan came in, which was completely planned by the mother-in-law and the father-in-law. To be brief, my mother-in-law said my husband had an accident as a kid that affected him, and the doctor told them he won't be able to put or to get a lady pregnant because it greatly affects some of his sperm production organs. He told me my husband is not aware of it. That's what the mother-in-law or the father-in-law told her. She went on, I cried my life and I decided to leave the marriage. But my mother-in-law, being a good woman, asked me to allow my father-in-law to go to bed with me. Is that how to be a good woman? Only during my fruitful season so I can get pregnant. She pleaded that if I leave and my husband knows the cause of me leaving, he might end his life. This is so heavy. Mary, is that the end of the story? Oh, it went on. She said, it was a difficult moment for me, so I decided to accept her proposal because of how much I love my husband. My husband, dad, and I only laid 3 times for me to have these babies. Remember, she said they have 3 kids. And he respected me and treats me like he has always been doing. Now my husband wants to go for the DNA test. Should I tell him the truth? Which is better? I'm kind of trying to see what she wrote. She said, should I tell him the truth? Which, I think she means which is better? Which is better one? Yeah, she's like, should I tell him the truth? Which is a better one? And a betrayer to him from me and his parent? Or should I just sit quiet and face the consequences of my deed? So she's trying to say that should I tell him the truth? Which is actually a betrayer from her and the father-in-law and mother-in-law to the husband. Or should she sit quiet and face the consequences of her deed? Maybe her quietness means that if the husband goes and realizes that it's not the children, they might send her out. She doesn't want to review what happens. Then she went ahead. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law are so sad, and all they told me is that they would take me in and the kids should my husband send me packing. It's a bitter story. But I don't want to lose my husband. Please help me and share my story so that I can get advices. Please, before you judge me, try to understand the situation that was before me. I felt I needed a child and I wanted my husband's blood. So that is why I accepted his parent proposals. Thank you. Oh, Mary. Guys, that is the story of Mary. What do you think? Is she to be blamed? Or should his parent-in-law, her parent-in-laws be blamed? Or do you think that her story is one that she had no way out? Do you support Mary for loving the husband so much that she has to sleep with the husband's dad to have a kid because she never wanted to step outside and bring another man's blood into the house? The husband, dad, and mom told her that they would do this and make it a secret, because if they told or if they have to tell their son, he might end up taking his life. And if Mary leaves now that situation are bad, he will still take his life. What should they do? Should they confront the son and tell him the reality of the situation? Is he going to bear the pain that he had an accident from childhood that has greatly affected him, that he won't be able to bear a child and the parents kept it away from him? Or is he going to be able to accept the fact that the father laid with his wife 3 times to have the 3 kids? Though the lady claimed there is no affection, there's nothing apart from that deed. We know it's wrong. What are your thoughts? This is Mary's bitter story. It is a bitter one, where the parents of her husband correct? Did they think with wisdom, or were they so much? Were they just so much, what should I say, overprotective of their family that they had to take this decision? I mean, even the story of Sarah giving Abraham her maid to lay with is not as bitter as this. This is Mary's story. What is your thought? Drop a comment. She'll be waiting. What you think about her story? You will see the screenshot there on your screen. What do you think? Please, before you judge her, think about her situation. What could she have done? And what should she do now to correct things? I remain your host, Be Nice. Be my guest on this talk show, Extreme Stories. Sit with me and let's hear your story. Send your stories to me if you are not able to come, like she did, and I will air them out, and you will definitely get help from the comment section. I remain your host, Be Nice. This story makes me go out with tears.